This is what it looked like as it came bearing down on a suburb of Oklahoma City. It was a monstrous tornado that savaged whole neighborhoods in the city of Moore, Oklahoma. Mother Nature showed no compassion here, especially when the twister scored a direct hit on an elementary school. It is Monday night, and the big story on Action News tonight is horror in the American heartland. An EF4 tornado devastated an Oklahoma community late today, destroying homes and businesses and leaving cars and trucks crumpled on the roadside. But far more important than any of that, the death toll. It is currently 51, including at least 7 children in that school, and officials acknowledge it will probably go higher. Meteorologist Cecily Tynan is standing by at the big board, but first, let's go live to Action News reporter Dan Cuellar in the Satellite Center. Dan, just a terrible situation in Oklahoma.
Yes, indeed, Jim. And right now we have been monitoring a desperate search for 24 school children who remain unaccounted for tonight in Moore, Oklahoma. Overall, the devastation there stretches as far as the eye could see.
We had a tornado.
The dramatic scene in Oklahoma as the first of a number of tornadoes began to form. Seconds later, it hits the ground.
Oh my God!
The 2-mile wide tornado touched the ground near Moore, Oklahoma.
Look at the turning motion as, oh, there's a huge flash.
Along a 15-mile path, there was total, complete, and unbelievable destruction from Newcastle to Moore, Oklahoma. This is what was left of the Plaza Tower Elementary School. An emotional reporter talked about rescuers trying to pull kids from the debris.
I've never seen anything like this in my 18 years covering tornadoes here in Oklahoma City. This is, without question, the most horrific I've ever seen.
Okay,
Lance.
Listen.
At another school, a 6th grader named Brady gave an emotional account about how he and his mother, a school teacher, survived as cars were being tossed around outside like toys.
My mom was flipping out about her car.
Are you doing all right, bud? I know this is pretty wild to take all in at one time. Have you had a chance to talk to your mom?
Yeah, she was on top of me. She was able to be with me.
Neighborhoods resembled war zones with entire neighborhoods demolished. One survivor covered in mud described what it was like.
Just like on the movie Twister, there's horses and stuff flying everywhere. You know, it's undescribable. I feel pretty lucky.
The governor of Oklahoma tonight says they are doing everything they can to rescue survivors or retrieve those that were killed.
Our hearts are just broken for the parents that are wondering the state of their children that have been in the schools that have been hit today. We're doing everything we can to get all the resources out throughout this community.
And this laid word tonight from the medical examiner of the 51 people that were killed. 20 of those are now said to be children. Officials do expect those death toll numbers to climb. Live in the Satellite Center, Dan Cuellar, Channel 6, Action News.
Thank you, Dan. At the Action News big board tonight is meteorologist Cecily Tynan. Cecily, what about the science behind an event like this?
And Jim, this is the height of tornado season in Tornado Alley, and what's going on, it's the classic clash of air masses. Cool, dry air moving down from Canada, encountering warm, moist air from the Gulf of Mexico, and even this late at night, you can see those red boxes. Those are tornado watches all the way from Illinois into Texas, so the risk of the tornadoes is certainly not over. I want to show you this very incredible video. This tornado, what made it unusual was the size and strength. Typically, the tornado video you see is what's known as a tube tornado. It's very narrow and it's just kind of skipping around. This is what's known as a wedge tornado, and that's because the base is wider than the height, and that gives it an enormous footprint. And this shows the development of the tornado. In its final moments, it gets very narrow. I'm going to play it a little bit longer. And that right there, that is right before it's dissipating. And this looks weak, but this is what's known as a rope tornado. And it's very concentrated with the winds. And this what makes it so very damaging. Now, the good news, no good news about this, but there was a lot of warning. Satellite along with radar showing that what the National Weather Service saw before the tornado touched down, this classic hook echo, when you see that, that's the rushing of the winds that can cause that turning of the air that can spawn the tornado. So they did issue tornado warnings at least 15 minutes before the tornado struck, and you can see how that hook echo moved right through the town of Moore. And this storm system continued to move to the east, and it was on the ground for a very long time. The path 2 miles wide, estimated 20 miles long, 40 minutes on the ground, and initial reports say this was an EF4 or EF5 tornado with winds up to or perhaps even more than 200 miles per hour. So even with that warning, if you're not underground, it is very difficult to survive a tornado like this. I'll have more details on the storm system as it pushes to the east and what it means for us in the AccuWeather forecast. Jim?
All right, Cecily. Of course, this all comes on the heels of a deadly tornado outbreak yesterday. 2 people were killed when a twister destroyed a mobile home park outside Shawnee, Oklahoma. Entire neighborhoods were ripped to shreds by dozens of tornadoes across the nation's midsection. In Kansas, the hail was so fierce it took the paint right off of homes. Well, the Red Cross of southeastern Pennsylvania is offering its assistance tonight. A local mental health supervisor has already gotten the call to go, and other volunteers are standing by, expecting to be needed as well. Those trying to contact loved ones in the disaster zone can visit the Red Cross Safe and Well database online. You can access that on redcross.org, where you can make a donation for the relief effort underway. You can also call 1-800-RED-CROSS, or to make a $10 donation, just text 90999.